far as the steering wheel design goes, I'm not really a big fan of this steering wheel design. I think they could have added maybe some of the wood grain onto here. I think it just looks a little bit Spartan. It's lacking finesse, I have to say. But you do have your cruise control, and then your voice recognition, Bluetooth, and steering wheel mounted audio controls over here. And then these set of controls right here control that screen right there. And then these set of controls right here control that screen right there. So it's pretty simple and easy to understand. Now, as far as driving impressions go of the Fusion, it's one of the better handling vehicles in the class. It's better than the Hyundai Sonata as well as the Toyota Camry, and the steering is pretty spot on and pretty precise as well. Now, as far as the ride goes, the ride is also very compliant and very absorbent too. But like I said, the Fusion is definitely one of the better handling vehicles in the class. It's not as numb as the Toyota Camry. Now, as far as seating comfort goes, I love the seats in the Fusion. They're very supportive, have the nice right amount of cushioning without feeling like a couch. And then they just have a nice amount, the perfect amount of side bolstering. And then, like I said, I love the design of the seats. Now, as far as visibility goes out of the Fusion, it's pretty average for the class. It's not as good as the Toyota Camry or the Honda Accord, but it does do the job okay. It's not as bad as, say, a Chrysler 200. However, the seat pillar back there is kind of thick, as you can see. But they do give you a little rear quarter window back there, which helps out a lot in your blind spots. Now, coming to your two little screens and then the instrument cluster right here, I particularly like the gauges. I like the white illumination around them, and then the baby blue needle. I really love that a lot. Now, coming to this little screen over here, it's basically going to show you all of your My Ford Touch information onto this little screen, like your entertainment, like what radio station you're on, and then you have an integrated compass too as well. And then if you have a phone connected, and then your climate, and then you can change the temperatures from here, which is pretty neat. And then coming to this little screen over here, this is going to show you all your driver assistance, like your traction control and your rear parking aid, and then your trip odometer, fuel economy data as well, and then you can change the settings for the vehicle and the Ford My Key. And then you have a different display mode which shows you your tachometer. And then your distance to empty. So much information about the vehicle, and you could change the settings for the vehicle on here as well. So basically, this system, this screen over here is all for your vehicle information, and then this screen over here is for all of your My Ford Touch system in a smaller, simpler fashion. Now let's get to one of my only few gripes I have about the Fusion, and it's the use of touch-sensitive buttons. And if a manufacturer is going to do touch-sensitive buttons, don't just halfway do it, do the job right. But you do have dual-zone automatic climate control, and here's your fan speeds right here. But at sometimes it is very finicky to use on a day-to-day basis. But you do have automatic climate control as well, and you do have your heated seats over here and your recycling mode. Now coming to the My Ford Touch system, basically it's separated
Search for sync on your device
into four main corners. You have your phone, your radio over here, and your nav, and then your climate control. But you can also do your climate control from the My Ford Touch system, like your heated seats, and then what temperature you want it to be, and then your fan speeds too, of course, and your different zones. But coming to your media sources, you have a USB port, a CD player, here's your optical disc drive right here, Sirius satellite radio, AM, FM, all the basic stuff here. Bluetooth streaming audio too, of course, and an SD card slot. and an AV input as well. And then right here is the button for the home screen, and it shows you a smaller version of the four main systems, like your phone, and then your entertainment, and then your climate, and then your nav. They're separated into four main little boxes when you click on the home button. And then coming to your different settings, you can change the time to display, like the brightness, the auto dimming, then your vehicle settings like the keypad code, and then your vehicle health report, and then your camera settings. Now the responsiveness of the My4 Touch system has definitely gotten a lot better over the past year or two. It's definitely a lot better than when I first tested out the My4 Touch system. Now let's go ahead and test out the voice recognition.
Please say a command.
Change driver temperature to 65 degrees.
Did you say 65 degrees?
Yes.
Setting temperature to 65 degrees.
Now Ford claims that this voice recognition system can hear over 1,000 words, which is pretty impressive, but it can be a little awkward to use at times with other passengers in the vehicle. Alrighty. And let's go ahead and shut down the Fusion. Let's go ahead and check out the rest of the vehicle, including the rear seat passenger space as well as the trunk capacity. Let's go ahead and pop the trunk. Now the rear seats do fold 60-40 split. Now trunk capacity is mediocre for the class. I'm not very impressed by the trunk capacity. Kind of has the smallest trunk. Material and build quality do follow through in the rear. Thank God they didn't cheapen out. Still have a nice soft touch armrest with nice stitching, nice and soft to the touch on the mid door panel and the upper door panel as well. Now coming back here, this is probably where the Fusion lacks behind in the competition. Is probably rear seat passenger space. It's okay, but it's not the best. It's definitely not as good as a VW Passat, a Honda Accord, or a Toyota Camry. We do have rear air vents back here, a power outlet, dual map pockets, and a rear armrest with cup holders. And to fold the seats down, all you need to do is just pull this lever up, and then they come right down. Alrighty. Powered passenger seat with power recline. Your glove box compartment, nice and damp, and you do have 2 shelves, which is pretty impressive. Alrighty. So, with solid power, excellent fuel economy, distinctive styling, and a huge array of tech features, the 2015 Ford Fusion is a great choice for a midsize sedan. So remember that this is Cameron Birch from Cameron's Car Reviews. Behind in the competition is probably rear seat passenger space. It's okay, but it's not the best. It's definitely not as good as a VW Passat, a Honda Accord, or a Toyota Camry. We do have rear air vents back here, a power outlet, dual map pockets, and a rear armrest with cup holders. And to fold the seats down, all you need to do is just pull this lever up, and then they come right down.